Three, two.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm honored to be with you today at Retno-Commencement from one of the finest universities in Indonesia. I felt this is also my privilege to be here today. Honestly, when your president asked me to give a commencement speech, I felt confused. I have no idea about something that I want to share to you, but lately, I found it. Today, I want to tell you some stories of my life. I hope it inspired you all. When I was 3 years old, my mom brought me to the playgroup. She wanted me to have a functional activities because my mother and my father was a bankers. I didn't see them every afternoon. They are a hard worker. My housemate take care of me every day. Unfortunately, the headmaster didn't let me in to the playgroup. She thought that I was a clever girl who already could writing and counting number in the 3 years old. I could sing an adult song which is popular at that time. So the headmaster suggested my mom to let me into the playgroup, to the kindergarten. I was the youngest child in that class. I could follow the subject. I used to do something hurriedly and thought that it is very cool if you are the first one who finish your subject. Sometimes it looks like selfish. I want to be the best in everything, even it's only games. 2 years later, I graduated from kindergarten. My mom confused to register me to the elementary school because I was 5 years old little girl. My mom wanted to register me to one of the most popular schools in the town. The minimum age is 6 years old when you are registered. Unfortunately, I'm 5 years old. My mom took me to another school in the village that let me in for a while. At the first time, I don't understand the subjects. It's really different from kindergarten. I never got a good score. I thought it was a serious subject that I couldn't understand. My mother angry with me and decided to move my school. She failed to teach me the subject. I didn't understand and was crying at night when my mom angry with me. I felt like a foolish dog who cannot do anything. What should I do? Honestly, I don't know until the end of the bridge. In the second school, I tried the first grade of elementary school again. My mom thought that I'm not ready enough to study. She taught me every night after she worked how to learn subjects. I was completely happy because finally I could do the task. The assignment was same with my previous school. I could open my previous book and learn how to answer, especially in math subjects that I hate. I always want to be the first one, like I used to. I want to go home early. I thought if I could do the test earlier, the teacher will let me go home. When my mother took my student's report, I could see a smile in her face. I couldn't believe that I got second rank. I couldn't explain how delightful it was. I could make it. I realized that I'm not that fool. My memorized like flashback what I did in the previous school. I got worst score. 6 was the biggest score that I ever made. 0 score was an unusual thing. What a scary thing. Then my mother gave me a special gift. It's a new shoes and bag. I'm the happiest girl because I got the expensive bag and shoes at the time. That's really unforgettable experience that I had. I learned that if you want to get something, you must put much effort to get it. My mom taught me that if I want to buy something, I have to go to first rank no matter the ways. The other part, success after fall down makes you learn from the mistakes. That's the important thing that I realize now. In the third grade, I got really hurts. I got many examinations, tests, and it's tiring. I got injection, things that I'm afraid of. I spend my life with the rules. I have to eat 3 times a day, take care of my condition, avoid stress, increasing my weight, and drink many medicine. I knew my mom was sad. I'm the first daughter in my family. My mom did her struggle when she had a birth of me. She hoped everything will fine after that. Unfortunately, it didn't as smoothly as her hope. One day, I forgot to bring my medicine. The worst part of this situation is I have to start from the beginning. I have to drink the medicine almost 2 years. Doctor said the illness causes by my father. He is a smoker. That's why until today I hate smokers. I felt sadness about how selfish they are. They never realized it's had a big impact to the others. Honestly, I give up to ask my father to stop. My mother either. It seems like he was totally a dick. My mother just asked him to leave me if he wants to smoke. That's the wise authority until I have recovered the illness. Doctor said it will happen again someday, but thanks God, I'm fine now. The other story that I want to say is about my passion. I grew up to be an attractive teenager. I mean, I like many activities. But I love dance the most. My father didn't let me to be a dancer. He said that it was a wasting time activities, and it's like a crazy person, not art. He even didn't want to see me in the stage. The fact I was the leader of my modern dance group. It was an extracurricular in my junior high school. My mother was my angel at that time. She supported me completely. I was the luckiest girl ever. My mom prepared my needed to every competition. She bought me new shoes that I have to use in the competition. I knew I have a big size of shoes. I couldn't borrow to my friends. I have to buy because there is no other choice. We are a team, so we have to use the same style of shoes. One day, I won the 3rd place in national competition. It proved that I was serious. The prize was a cup and money. The cup belongs to the school and we divided money wisely. I'm glad because it was my first time earning money by myself. That competition was held every year. It was our responsibility to hold our winning. My group exercised every day during the competition till I forgot my responsibility to be a student. When I got my student report, my mom gave me an iPad. I'm a 4th rank at the time. It was the worst rank that I ever had. I usually get the 1st or 2nd rank. I knew my mom was sad. I couldn't arrange my time wisely. I was too arrogant because I thought that my subject is too easy. I always get my 1st rank even I'm not studying. In fact, I was wrong. I must learn what's the most important thing in the life. After the tragedy, I promised to myself I never let my mom sad. I loved her much, and only by academic I could make her proud of me. In the end of my study, I proved it. I got a scholarship in the school. It's such a miracle that God has given to me. Last but not least, I would like to share about losing. I suppose now to tell about that, but I knew you could learn to feel grateful for everything that you have today. I was a teenager girl who always shared my story to my mom. Firstly, it's not easy. I was shy. By the time goes by, my mom always asks about my studies, what I want to be, and actually she asks about a boy who always distracts me every day. I let her know everything, even my diary. I let her saw it. The first time was a nosy mother. I put my secret on my cupboard and locked it. Suddenly, she has another key that I never knew. She read everything that I wrote. It's totally about friends, someone you like, and a secret love letter that I got from my boyfriend. It's funny because my mom didn't agree with me, but she let that boy come to the house. I didn't know it's a real relationship or not, but he made my days so wonderful. Honestly, I never met a person who could close to my mom. She well known as a mean mother. My mother became a nice person that my boyfriend could tell everything. I didn't know why I thought that she was a wise mother that I have. She never prohibited me to have a relationship. She told me the rules and understand what her daughter feeling. I was the happiest girl ever. Otherwise, my father didn't let me to have a relationship. My mom always take care of it and we always having a routine conversation. My mom was the person who always understood me even I'm not talking anything. In a few days, my mom got cold. She didn't want to go to the doctor. She thought that it's just a cold. Suddenly, my mother has a high temperature at night. My father couldn't bring her to the hospital because he got fired from his office. Honestly, it is the saddest part of my life. I was a teenager girl who didn't know anything. I thought everything that could help my father, but I can't. I don't know what to do except praying to God and hope everything will be fine. My neighbor who lived across my house brought my mother to the hospital. Her high temperature made her difficult to say something. When her friends came to the hospital, she didn't know her like she used to be. I knew she got a terrible sickness. Another diagnosis from doctor is my mother got a dengue. She had to raising her thrombosis. It was a scary thing in my life. I was crying every night because I'd never seen my mother in that way. She was a strong girl that everybody could see. She was rare to get sick. Sometimes she also helped my father by selling some cookies. She was a perfect role to be a mother. She was a patient woman, wise mother, friendly friend, and also a disciplined woman that I ever had. After a few weeks, my mother already recovered her illness. But in the next day, my mom felt something in her stomach. It really made us soak. We decided to bring her to another hospital. The scary things left again on my mind. I was on third grade junior high school, and in a few days, I have my birthday. Many negative thoughts that came on my mind. I hope we could celebrate my birthday together. I remember one thing. She asked me to do something. She wanted my birthday celebrate by prayer together and pray for my mom either. I have another perception. It doesn't matter for me to be celebrated. I want my mom healthy again. It was the first thing that I begged to God. Sometimes I thought it was something that I regret. I couldn't follow her request. The next day, when I prepared to go to school, my father told me to go to the hospital. He told that my mom in ICU room at the time. My father was a bad liar. I knew it. I could guess that my mother is in the worst condition. I jumped to ICU room and saw my mother is passed away with all the medical devices that helped her breathe. I have no words to say. I couldn't blame anyone except God. I even never dreaming about this situation. I was crying all night. I couldn't accept God's decision. It's not fair. I have lost my faith. In a few months, I didn't believe in God. I didn't do my responsibility to be a Muslim. I believed that God knew I was disappointed. I have no direction to life, but at one time, I have to do it. I have no choice. If I love my mom completely, I have to send something that I love much. I haven't made her proud of me in that short time. I even haven't tried to make a good meals. She didn't let me to help her. She said that my first responsibility is study. If I could turn back the time, I will not ignore her request. I will not grumpy in her back, and I will not make her disappointed. I knew God has a plan for my life. I was a spoiled girl at the time. Now, days by days, I could stand by my feet. I tried to be a good role for my lovely brother. The tragedy made me strong. I have to finish my problem by myself. Sometimes I miss my mom. It's a human side. I usually advise my friend who always did a bad act or spoke to her mom. Use your time wisely because you couldn't turn back the time. You have no second chance in life. And now, as you graduate to begin a new chapter of your life, I wish you to be struggling in life, no matter how hard it is. Thank you all very much.